Hey everybody, you are looking live on tape from a very, very rainy day here. If you watched the intro, you may be confused because it looked like I was going to Magic Kingdom and that was the plan, but apparently there is a cast member appreciation tonight, because I was looking at wait times at work today going, man, pretty light crowds with the cold and the rain. So I went to check out Magic Kingdom and was turned away. Sad trombone music at the little entrance there, but don't be disheartened. I told myself, I said, self, we'll just head right down the road and go to Epcot. And that's what we're doing. Thanks for joining me. Glad you did. Let's get to it. So if you haven't been to the front of the park for the Festival of the Arts, you know, last video we started in the back of the park. So we're actually going in the front of the park proper, and this is the signage that greets you. Kind of cool. Got a nice big paint tube here and paint cans and whatnot. But anxious to see wait times in here. I didn't look at Epcot because I didn't frankly think I was coming to Epcot. But when in Rome, or when the cast members get to get a private party, man, respect. Really, really something cool. I mean, think of the money Disney's losing. I know they get a lot of slack for money grabbing this and that, but just in concessions alone and lost ticket sales because of the shorter hours. Pretty cool that they choose to do that and give the cast members a what's up. Also, if you haven't seen these, they're really awesome. And this fountain. Heading up here towards Spaceship Earth. This is always kind of my first barometer of how busy the park really is. And what I'll do is the wind is completely turned my umbrella. 20 minutes, Spaceship Earth. Not good, boys and girls, not good. As I'm in this wind tunnel, I don't even know if you can hear me talking, but it completely blew my poor little umbrella upside down. So got out of that wind finally, but something we'll talk about through the video today is, you know, get asked that a lot, is, you know, a lot of the websites I've been reading is, has Disney gotten too expensive? And you may not like what I have to say, but let me get through this little crowded area and we'll find us a nice little spot to have a little heart-to-heart, shall we? Before we get into our fireside chat, if you will, I do want to notice that this is popped up. I don't know if you can see that really well. That's for the Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if you got a better view than I do of that, but that's new. That's recently popped up. But I haven't been on this side of Epcot in about a week, which is, for me, that's pretty good. That's a lengthy absence, if you will. But like I said, I'm going to get out of this part of the park, like the main way you get in and out, always busy no matter when. So I'm just trying to get out of there, and we'll find us a nice little place to hunker down. I'm getting blown again with the wind. It is cold. Super, super cold. It was like 48, 46, which if you're Florida blood, been here for more than a year, it feels like, I don't know, feels like 30. Unreal. I'm gonna hop in here underneath this, try to get a respite from the weather, try to tuck in here and have our chat about the money aspect of Disney, which is not everybody's favorite subject right now, right during these times, but I'll give you my 2 cents. All right, so kind of camped under here outside of Club Pool. Kind of give you an idea just over from the creation shop. So here is a little bit about my take on this. Is Disney World gotten too expensive? Question, and that's, I've talked about this in a couple other videos. It really depends on your personal situation. You know, I think today, you know, cold and rainy, $135 admission to Epcot would be pretty steep for me. Test track obviously not running in the weather, but you know, so far pretty light crowds. But let's look bigger picture. Let's think bigger picture. A lot of folks that watch these videos and a lot of folks that I talk to or look at their comments online and whatnot, you know, they're from out of state, so they have to fly to Disney World. So right there is your starting point, is you're buying a flight. And if you have a family of 4, it adds up pretty quickly. You know, secondly, you've got your lodgings, you know, whether you choose to stay on property or not. And then you have your tickets. Right now they're not selling annual passes, so you are buying hopefully multi-day tickets if you're staying for like a week, let's say. The biggest complaint I've seen online is that Disney is charging more but delivering less, I guess would be, or cutting out stuff that was normally included. Disney Genie gets mentioned quite a bit, as opposed to the old fast passes, which were free. You had to book them, you know, 30, 60 days out, but they were free and kind of let you jump the line, especially if you stayed on property. That being said, you know, again, the cost, the ticket pricing, the Genie, the food's all gone up, and you're getting kind of less of a Disney magical type of experience. Well, I would argue the other side of that a little bit. First off, let's not forget, you know, Disney is a business, first and foremost. And I know Disney has built a lot of goodwill towards, you know, pass holders and toward regular guests. And that's great, but at the end of the day, they're a for-profit company to deliver money to the bottom line. And does that mean that I agree with all their decision making? Absolutely not. There's a lot of things that Disney's done in the past since COVID that's kind of disappointed me, but you know, what are you going to do? It's Disney. You're going to go to another Disney World. I mean, trust me, I've got passes to Universal. It is cheaper. To me, it's not as good. It doesn't mean it's not a great park. It doesn't mean that if you've got thrill seekers in your group that Universal would be a good option. But for me, I'm a Disney guy, so I love Disney. So I think I paid a little over $1,000, $1,000 or a little bit more for my Sorcerer's Pass. It's blacked out, basically a week of spring break and about a week and a half, somewhere thereabouts during the holidays, the high season of like Christmas through New Year's. Now, to me, and this is me, it's worth it because I go to the parks a lot. Those of you that watch the channel a lot know I'm in the parks 3 to 5 times a week, depending on what I got going on with my real job. But if I still lived, let's say in Memphis or Texas, and I had my family of 4, would I be willing to shell out $10,000 to come here? Which about what it's going to cost you these days. Usually less, but if you want to stay at Beach Club or you want to stay at the Poly, and you want to, park hop every day. We'll get into park hopping another time, but you want to eat at nice restaurants. There's no dining plan right now, so every meal is out of pocket. Let's not forget that. Right now, if you flew in from Texas or Memphis or Iowa, you're paying for transportation to your resort. Or even more frustrating for me, if you drove to, let's say, Beach Club, they're gonna not only charge you $600 to $900 a night for a room, they're also gonna give you a $35 parking charge per night, which to me is just tacky. So there it is. Yeah, you could stay at Pop or All Stars and save money there, and you could, order DoorDash or whatever, eat the food court, quick service, save money there. But at the end of the day, it's expensive. There's no two ways about it. Now, if I still lived out of state, I probably would still come once a year. When I lived in Tennessee, I was coming 4 times a year. When I was living in Alabama, 4 times a year. So probably wouldn't do that for what it is now. But it's hard for me, being a Disney super fan, to say I would stop coming because it's that cost prohibitive. I would find it somewhere, and that's kind of what I kind of want to say to people. If it's too expensive, then just don't come. I can't make those financial decisions for you. If you have it in your budget that $5,000 is not that much for vacation, come on down. But if you are really struggling to get the $5 grand and then want to complain about everything, maybe it's best you not come. If you're going to take it out on cast members or go online and tell all your friends about how rude everybody is, or Disney's just gone way downhill. It really hasn't. It is more expensive. I will say that. And on the other side of this to me is growing up. I grew up pretty poor. My parents didn't have a whole bunch of money. I never had been to Disney World. It was a dream. It was something that was unattainable. And I guess my point is, and this is going to probably ruffle some feathers, is there's nowhere in the Constitution says that you're guaranteed a trip to Disney World every year. That's just it. It just is. Just like there's no guarantee in my Constitution or my birthright that I get to go to Hawaii for 2 weeks every spring or whatever. It's just a choice you have to make. I can't. Again, I'm not going to get into your finances. Just like I wouldn't let you into mine. If it's a financial burden, it's not worth it. No trip to me is worth going in debt so bad that you can't pay it. That being said, each decision is different. Again, would it affect when I lived out of state? Yeah, it would. I think really hard about coming down because it is very expensive. With no annual pass, it would be even more expensive. With no dining plan, it would be even more expensive. So those are all things to consider. But when they did, during COVID, especially during the closure, there was a bunch of surveys sent out, and the #1 complaint, without question, not even close, was it's too crowded in the parks. It's too crowded. So you can't have it both ways. You can't make it so affordable that everybody's coming every weekend, but you can't make it too expensive to where you all of a sudden now you scoff you're upset because it's gotten too expensive. You've got to, and it's a real struggle, a challenge for Disney to find the happy medium between we can entertain a whole bunch of people, make our money, and provide an experience that's worth it. Left a Disney vacation thinking to myself, man, that wasn't worth it. I haven't left a Christmas party or a Halloween party thinking to myself, man, that wasn't worth it. You know why? Because if it's expensive as it was this year, I just wouldn't go to. I don't go to, didn't go to, wouldn't go to. Not going to spend $250 to be in Magic Kingdom. It's just, it's not for me. I can either have 3 months of annual pass payments or 4 months of annual pass payments, or spend 4 hours in the Magic Kingdom for a Christmas party. To me, it's just not worth it. But to you, it might be. So I'm kind of getting worn out with the, maybe I need to lay off Facebook for a while of the people that, you know, bitch and moan about Disney pricing, and yet, oh, you know, we'll be there for 2 weeks in March. You know, pick one. You know, either say it's way too much, or come enjoy it. You know, it is different right now, different than it was, but I think that people keep waiting for everything to magically go back to 2015, and I don't think that's gonna happen. And I've been saying that, I've been beating that drum for a long time. It's never gonna be the same, and you could pull it out even more macro, and it's never gonna be the same in a lot of things that we got used to before the pandemic. So I know that was a very long-winded rant. If you're still with me, I do appreciate it. But I promise you we'll have at least one fun thing in this video. It's not just Debbie Downer, and it's not a downy thing. I'm just, I know it's a huge rant, but come on, people. It's very easy to voice your opinion, and that is don't go to Disney if it's too expensive. Vote with your pocketbook. That's what I do. That's what I do every day of my life. Man, it'd be nice to have a brand new Toyota Tundra pickup, but last time I checked, I didn't have an extra 80 grand laying in my account. So until I do, I'll keep driving my used Toyota Tundra. Let's go have some fun. All right, here's what we're dealing with from the donut box. The black and gold donut. Gotta say, looks pretty dang good. I like to try this little chip first. Got like a really good frosting. All right, going in. All right. Price on that's $5. Expensive donut. I thought it said on the menu Bavarian cream. I didn't get any Bavarian cream, unless they're calling that chocolate frosting, which is delicious. I mean, it's a substantial donut. I'm gonna give that donut from Donut Box 7.5 out of 10. 7.5. Very good donut. All right. I think that's gonna do it for today. This cold, rainy night at Epcot. Didn't intend on being in Epcot tonight, but ended up here nonetheless. Didn't really do much. I took a stroll around World Showcase, and nothing food-wise really caught my eye. The donut was damn good, and rain's really starting to come down now, and I am heading out of the park. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. If you hated what you saw, I blame the rain. Keep the parks clean.